drafted by the Raptors. I think there would be different expectations or pressure on them because of where they're from.
No, you know what, I think we get such great support wherever we are. There are Canadians everywhere. I went to Arizona State University, and there are so many Canadians there, and I love that I have that base. But to play for a Canadian team would be awesome. I got to play with an old coach from here this summer, Dre Triano, so I love the whole atmosphere that Basketball Canada is bringing.
How hard is it to stay focused when, mock drafts and all these experts, so to speak, are picking, people from the first round to the second round to out of the draft? How do you stay focused on what you need to do?
Quite honestly, I don't even look at that stuff. Those draft boards, as fun as they are to look at, and when you're in college, when you get on a draft board, it's like big news, but one thing that I've come to learn is that no one knows the future. They don't have a magic ball they're looking into, so I just try to stay focused and do the things that I can do. Another thing is they don't take into account team need. And there are very few bigs in this draft, and there are a big need for bigs. And especially rim protectors, defense. Like everywhere I go, every workout I've done, they all stress defense. And that's something that I'm excellent at. And I think I'm going to surprise a lot of people. I've been an underdog my whole career. Little known guy out of Calgary, Alberta. There's not many basketball players that come out there. I mean, I think if I get drafted, I think I'll be the first one from Calgary, so it's a huge honor, but I love being under the radar. It's a good place to be.
A lot of talks about the age limits and requirements in the draft. What would you say you gained the most from your time in school?
You know what? Just maturity. I'm an old head on a young body. I took 3 years off from basketball, 1 year for an ankle surgery, and 2 years for my mission, so my body may be 24. Sorry, my mind may be 24, but my body's actually only 21 because I got that time off of basketball. And I was a late bloomer. Coming out of high school, I was soaking wet with towels on, 210 pounds. It just took my body a little more time to mature, and it gave me the time that I needed to progress. And being from Calgary, it's very hard to get good coaching in Calgary because it's not a big basketball city. And it took me to get to ASU to finally get some good coaching, and I'm really, really appreciative of the time that the coaching staff at ASU took to help develop me, turn me from a raw player and into a less raw player. But I love my time at ASU, and I crave coaching because I've received so little of it growing up.
Have you gotten any advice from national team members that you played with?
Yeah, just the one thing that I feel I really bring to the table is just energy and positivity. Both those things are contagious, and they're what guys need. One of my coaches at ASU would always say you're either an energy sucker or an energy giver. And I want to be one of those guys that you want to play with, that brings you up when you're not playing well, because when you're not finishing at the hoop, you know that. The last thing you need is for someone to say, finish at the hoop. Well, no kidding. So you need someone to just pick you up, someone to tell you that it's okay, move on to the next play. And that's what I try and do for my teammates. I like to be a guy that people like to play with.
Jordan, you played a role at Arizona State as a shot blocker or rebounder, but maybe a little bit underrated on the defensive end based on Johnny Carson being water oriented. Speak a little bit on your offensive game and where you feel that's at and maybe to improve.
Yeah, like you said, my role at ASU was a defensive presence to protect the rim, and that's something that I prided myself on. I'm a team guy. I do what my coaches want me to do. Did I like that I didn't get all the shots I wanted? No. Everyone wants more shots. Even if you're taking all the shots, you still want more shots. And I embraced my role at ASU, but I felt I also showed that when I did get the ball, I was effective with it. I think I averaged something like 5-6 touches a game, and I still was able to average 12 points. And when I got in the tournament, I got the ball a lot more, and I was able to score 27 points on really good bigs. And I think that shows that given the opportunity, given the ball down low, I'm going to do something good with it.
Do you think the workouts in this whole process, do you think people are starting to wake up to that a little bit and learn more about the offensive game a little bit?
Definitely, and a big part of these workouts are 3-on-3, and I love to play. I love that competitive spirit that basketball brings, and when I get the ball, I try to do whatever I can with it, whether that's score, make a good pass, or without the ball, set good hard screens to get someone else open. Those are things that I'm really trying to show in these workouts.
Because there are so many Canadians eligible for this draft, do you feel part of it, or do you still have that Calgary a bit removed feeling? No.
Oh, not at all. Tyler Ennis is with the same agency as I am, so we get to see a lot of each other. We really pick each other up. I got a great opportunity this summer to play with the Canadian University team, and there's Melvin Edgem on there and Dwight Powell, and Dwight Powell and me have become really, really good friends, just competitors in the Pac-12, and then we lived together when we were training in Las Vegas. And Melvin, I mean, me and him have been in contact all season, congratulating each other. And Melvin's such a great guy. I mean, he won his conference player of the year, and he took the time and congratulated me at being the defensive player. And so that's the thing about Canadians. They're great guys that everyone wants on their teams.
What is this experience like when you're taking the next step to fulfill a dream that you've had your entire life?
It's a lot of fun. It is. That's the biggest thing. It's just a lot of fun, and I think a lot of guys get caught up in the monotony of it, of waiting in the airport. I mean, I was in the airport for 8 or 9 hours yesterday because all my flights got canceled, but you just got to embrace the moment. How often do you get to do this? And not only how often, but how many people get to take part in this stuff? I mean, it's a dream come true, and I'm in a very, very special situation because June's a great month for me. I have the draft, and I also have a baby due in a few days. I'm so excited. It's June 8th, but my wife could pop at any moment, but she's just my biggest support. I love that I have her there for me. She was an athlete as well, so she knows the time it takes to be excellent at something. I mean, she took so much time with volleyball and was a great player, and just a testament to the kind of woman she is. She told me that if she goes into labor, go to my next workout. Don't come home. Baby's going to be there when I get back. So, I mean, I'm just really, really fortunate to have that great support at home.
What's it like for you to go when you actually moved to Calgary? Here, you're kind of used to seeing basketball happening, but when you go home to play for your friends, what's this experience?
You know what? I really haven't been home. Because I got married, I couldn't cross the border. There's some immigration stuff, but I got my green card, so now I can go back and forth. But you know what? I really don't have time for it. Basketball is my life. It's something I love to do, and I don't like to take time off, you know? Yeah, granted, I need to take the time to recover my body every now and then, but I'm go, and my mind's fully on this draft.
When did basketball become your primary thing?
In high school is when I started to really love it, but it took until college for me to really dedicate myself to put in the time to become great. I mean, growing up, like I said, Calgary's not a big basketball city, so I didn't know what it took to be great, and it took great examples for me. Ty Abbott, my freshman year, is just always in the gym. Looking to my teammates, even this year, Jahi and Jermaine were constantly in the gym, and those are great examples to me, and it took until I got to college for me to really understand what it takes to be great. And so now I'm in the gym whenever I can.
So what were you like in middle school?
In middle, you know what? Honestly, my parents, when I think I was, oh yeah, I was really tall. My parents, when I was I want to say 12, my parents gave me the option of playing basketball or drawing, and I chose to draw. And luckily I saw the error of my ways because I love basketball. My parents were athletic, and at first they had to force me. They knew I'd be tall, but I'm not one of those tall guys that just plays basketball because he's tall. I truly do love the game. I love to compete. I love to get better. I love that you're never done. I love that you can continue to work every day and never be there. I mean, even the greats, LeBron James, Kevin Durant, they're constantly in the gym. I read as much as I can, and guys like Kobe are at the end of their career are getting up at 5 or 6 in the morning, going and work out for 5-6 hours a day. Guys like that are my inspiration, and it really shows the love of your game. And I love the saying that if you can do what you love as a job, you'll never work a day in your life.
Jordan, people look at the draft and they look at your age. People look at it, most of the time at least, as a comp. Talk about how it could be as a pro, especially in a time where we got a young league and people are looking for that kind of veteran experience.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I'm one of those young guys. My body's young, but I got an old head. I took time off of basketball, and I needed that time. I had, all throughout high school, I was plagued with injury. I got surgeries and had to take that time off for my body to recover. But luckily in college, I did miss a game because of injury, and I needed that time to develop. And I wouldn't have been the player I am had I not taken that time. Just as an older guy, I've learned. I did my mission for my church in Miami, and it was the most valuable experience for me. Guys tell me all the time that it was the dumbest thing I could have done to take 2 years off of basketball completely. I barely touched the basketball in those 2 years, but you know what? I learned I wouldn't be the basketball player I am today. I learned huge life lessons. I learned the importance of hard work, of perseverance. At ASU, I didn't really play at all my first 2 years. And a lot of guys, when they don't, growing up, I saw a lot of guys come south of the border, don't see immediate success, and come back and play at UFC. Now, there's a problem with that. But my mission and growing up, my parents taught me, and I learned that if things don't go your way, work harder. And it's tough as a young player to get going from a big city like Calgary and being that big fish there and going to a bigger pond and being that small fish. It takes something else to be that big fish in a big pond. And I just persevered, worked hard every day. It's tough to not see that progress right away, but you just keep working hard and it'll come.
How's it going?
I don't thank you very much. I need to tell. Haven't touched it since.
Why are you such a good shot blocker?
I honestly think first being left-handed in basketball is huge because it lines my body up perfectly with right-handed players. But like I said, in high school, I was a twig. I had to learn to defend bigger guys. There were guys who were shorter than me but heavier and could just push me around. So I had to learn a way to still be effective on defense playing in the post. And so that was one thing that I learned. I have the timing for it, the coordination, and some of it comes natural, but some I had to learn.
Do you read the play well, or like from the back of the defense, you anticipate well?
I guess. No, it's really hard to explain. I see someone come down and I try to time it and I try to wait till the last second so they can't dump it off. Sometimes I get caught, but it's just something that comes natural to me.
Do you think your age, experience, and wisdom makes you more pro ready than other rookies?
Definitely. I'm married. I have a dog. I've got a kid on the way. I'm not one of those guys that's going out and partying on the weekends. I'm sitting watching Netflix, So I'm a guy you don't have to worry about off the court.
What's your show choice?
What show isn't my choice? No, my wife and I, every Saturday, we're either going to the movies or sit at home, cuddled up with the dog, watching a movie on the TV.
Do you think your shot blocking will translate to the NBA, and how can you maybe even improve your shot blocking against the bigger guys as far as patience and not overcommitting?
Definitely something I'm going to have to learn. But I look at guys like Joakim Noah, who are elite shot blockers in the league. He was in the final conversation, definitely top 3 for the MVP this year. And he's made a name as a shot blocker and as a great defender. And so teams are always looking for that basket presence. And it might take a little bit of transition to understand the spacing, but I know that that's a skill that's definitely going to translate well to the NBA game.
Is there a player you sort of modeled your game after?
There's not one player I model my game after. I like to take, I don't think anyone is like any other player. And so I like to take things from each player. I love Robin Lopez, how he's a nuts and bolts guy, just solid defender, solid on offense, and works his tail off. I love Joakim Noah, the intensity on defense he plays with. Guys like Roy Hibbert, obviously he's struggling now. He'll get through it, but last year and the whole regular season, he was a force to be reckoned with. And so I like looking at all different guys. I like to take small things. Growing up, I liked the court vision Steve Nash had, and there's a little bit of a height difference, but I like to take things from all different kind of players.
Do you think
Final question, please.
Do you think your shot blocking can translate immediately? You get picked up as of this upcoming season, will translate immediately? Or do you think any part of your game will have to take time?
You know what? I'm a patient guy, but at the same time, I believe that the maturity I have, the skill set I have, is something that's going to be able to immediately translate to the NBA, and I'm excited. It's going to be a lot of fun.